In a bustling city surrounded by mountains, there lived a rich man who owned palaces, lands, and treasures. His servants obeyed every command, his banquets dazzled guests, and his wealth was spoken of in distant lands. Yet, in the quiet of night, when the laughter faded and the halls stood empty, his heart remained restless. Each day he sought new pleasures, more gold, more power, more feasts, but satisfaction always slipped away like water through his hands. One evening, he confessed to himself, "I have everything, and yet I feel nothing. Perhaps there is a secret to happiness that I do not know." The encounter. One morning, as the rich man rode through the countryside, he passed a monk sitting under a tree. The monk wore simple robes, had no possessions but a bowl of rice and a wooden staff, yet his face glowed with peace. The sight disturbed the rich man. He stopped his carriage and asked, "Monk, you have nothing. No house, no gold, no servants. And yet you sit here smiling as though you are wealthier than kings. Tell me, how is this possible?" The monk opened his eyes and replied softly, "Because I am free, and freedom is the greatest wealth." The rich man frowned. "Free? But I can travel where I want, buy what I please, command men to serve me. Am I not freer than you?" The monk shook his head gently. "No, my friend. You are a servant, to your desires, to your fears, to your possessions. Your wealth owns you more than you own it." The cup of water. Curious yet unsettled, the rich man dismounted and sat beside the monk. "Then teach me," he said. "If my wealth does not give me peace, what will?" The monk picked up a small cup, filled it with water from a nearby stream, and handed it to him. "Drink." The rich man sipped. "Now hold it steady," the monk instructed. The rich man obeyed. Minutes passed. His hand began to tremble. Water spilled. "This is difficult," he muttered. The monk nodded. "Wealth is like this cup. At first, it refreshes. But when you cling too tightly, it becomes a burden. Hold lightly, and it serves you. Grip too hard, and it drains you." The rich man lowered the cup, staring at the ripples in the water. For the first time, he saw his riches not as treasures, but as weights. The empty bowl. The monk then held out his empty rice bowl. "What do you see?" "An empty bowl," the rich man replied. "Exactly," said the monk. "And because it is empty, it can be filled. A full bowl cannot take more. Your heart is like this. You keep filling it with wealth, pride, power. There is no space for peace or joy. Empty it, and then you will find contentment." The rich man fell silent. His mind, always calculating and commanding, could not easily grasp this simplicity. Yet something in his heart stirred. The storm and the hut. A storm broke suddenly. Rain poured, and the rich man followed the monk to a small hut nearby. Inside, the roof leaked, the floor was bare, and the monk's belongings were few. Yet he sat peacefully, humming softly as the rain fell. The rich man shivered. "This hut is poor. How can you endure such discomfort?" The monk smiled. "I endure nothing. I simply live. The storm is outside, but inside me there is calm. You, with your palaces, fear every crack, every loss, every thief. I, with my hut, fear nothing. Tell me, who is richer?" The word struck deep. The rich man realized that though he owned grand houses, he was never at peace within them. His mind was always worried about thieves, about rivals, about losing what he had gained. The journey within. The monk invited the rich man to stay the night. They shared a simple meal of rice and vegetables. As they ate, the monk said, "Your riches feed your body, but they do not nourish your soul. True wealth is not in the treasures outside, but in the treasures inside: gratitude, kindness, contentment, and peace." The rich man asked, "And how does one find such treasures?" The monk replied, "By letting go, by learning to live with less, so that you can live with more. More love, more wisdom, more freedom." The rich man thought of the countless nights he spent guarding gold, yet never guarding his heart. He thought of the countless meals he devoured, yet never truly tasted. He thought of the endless servants he commanded, yet never commanded his own desires. For the first time, tears filled his eyes. The morning after, at dawn, the storm had passed. The monk stepped outside, breathed deeply, and raised his hands to the rising sun. His joy seemed to come not from possessions, but from being alive itself. The rich man looked at him and asked, "Must I give away all my wealth to find peace?" The monk shook his head. "No, Wealth is not the enemy. Attachment is. Use your riches as tools, not chains. Share them with those in need, and they will free you. Keep them locked in fear, and they will bind you. The rich man bowed. You have opened my eyes. I see now that I was not rich. I was imprisoned. And you, with nothing, are free. The monk placed a hand on his shoulder. Then go, and let your riches serve life, instead of letting life serve your riches. True wealth is not measured by possessions, but by peace of mind. A man with little who is free from attachment is richer than a man with everything who is enslaved by his desires. Happiness is not found in gold or power, but in simplicity, gratitude, and freedom of the heart.